Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Karen from our first story is a pain in the butt. If she doesn't like noise or people parking near her house, she should move out to the middle of nowhere and be miserable there. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. But my house view. So my neighbor is a family with 2 teen kids, and they always were the crappiest neighbors. I had a dog that, would bark like any dog. It was a beagle, so not even something that loud, and they would call me or my mother anytime the dog barked for more than a minute to do something, because she was disturbing their peace and their kids. Anytime our TV volume reached over 20 or I played with friends in my yard, she'd call my mother and complain to her. All this usually happened at like 4 or 5 p.m., not early in the morning or in the evening. Meanwhile, their newborn child cried all night because neither of them could be bothered to go check on it right next to my room. Lived in a bi-familiar house. Think like big house divided in half by a wall. But as soon as you said something, the mother just went, "Oh, kids, ha." And they would argue and scream at all hours of the day because families, am I right? Anyway, throughout the years, they never parked in front of their house. And it was a pretty large road with plenty of space, and every holiday, my relatives could not park near our house because my neighbors kept parking in front of my house, leaving their front of the house free. If you parked in front of their house, they would call me to ask for my relatives to move their car, or they'd call a tow truck. Other people parked in front of their house, so there was no space to park apart from a small park 10 minutes away. They also had 3 cars, so they always parked in other people's places. So recently, my grandma passed away, and our relatives came to my house to have a sort of private funeral, and OFC, there was no space everywhere, so I said to my relatives to park in front of our neighbor's house since they were just going to be a couple hours. Not even 5 minutes later, they called me asking us to move the car, and I finally was too fed up with this GD Karen of a woman and asked her why they kept parking in front of other people's houses and left their free, so we were forced to park in front of theirs. Her answer? I like to leave the front of my house free of cars so when I look out I can see my lawn with no disturbances, like ugly cars. And if someone comes to take pictures of our beautiful house, it won't be disturbed. So please remove the cars or I'll have it towed. Against my mother's wishes, I finally told her to F off, and that if she dared to call a tow truck, I will call one for her cars as well. She didn't call, but kept parking in front of my house. At least she stopped calling to move our cars from her house, LOL. Also, we live in a small town in a decently sized house, so sometimes local journal will get some pic, but it's not like a luxury mansion or SMTH. I think they got a pic of our house maybe twice in 10 years, LMAO. You can't tow cars from in front of people's houses. It's not private property. It belongs to the city. Park in front of her house. As long as you're not blocking her driveway or parking in her driveway, you're fine. And our second story. Give me a double discount. Several years ago, I worked in the jewelry department of a popular department store because we were a smaller neighborhood department store and not the bigger ones you find in the mall. We got a lot of repeat customers. We were also a smaller team. In total, there were 5 of us, with 2 people normally closing out the night. One particularly slow night, my coworker and I were doing basic cleaning and shooting the crap. It was almost closing and our department was fairly dead, but the women's department, the closest department to ours, was a little backed up. We didn't like to take customers from other departments because if a jewelry customer walked up, it'd take us longer to get to them, but we would do it if we were slow and not doing anything. Here comes Crazy Lady. CL, can you ring this up for me? Me. Sure. Takes item CL. I have a coupon. Places it on the counter. Me. Okay, grabs and scans it. Now for clarity, we almost always had a copy of the coupons that were circulating by the register. Sometimes we would get customers who forgot theirs, so we just kept them hidden but within reach. I knew there wasn't one circulating at the time, but I just figured it was a rewards coupon or birthday coupon. The computer gives an error message, so I read the exclusions and find print on the coupon to make sure the item she was purchasing applied. Sometimes if it's a couple days late, we'd still honor it. Me. Oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but it looks like this coupon expired a month ago. CL. Well, I didn't know that. Do you have another one? Me. No, ma'am, nothing circulating at this time. CL. Well, I want to speak to your supervisor because this is ridiculous. Me. Sure thing. Walkies for supervisor to come to our area. In walks my favorite supervisor, let's call her Kate. Not only was she feisty as F, but she's always backed up the employee. Kate, what's going on? Me, so the CL, no, I'll tell it so you don't mess anything up. I have this coupon and your employee won't honor it. Kate, looking at coupon, this expired over a month ago. CL, I'm a regular customer. I didn't know it expired and I need the discount. I've had expired coupons before that you took. Kate rolls her eyes. Ma'am, I can give you 15% instead of the 20. Looks at me to make sure I'm okay with it. Me nods at Kate and starts to manually plug in discount. CL, well, I deserve another 10% just for my inconvenience. Directed at me as soon as Kate started to walk away. Me, I can't do that, ma'am. She was kind enough to honor most of the coupon, which she really didn't need to. CL, you're so effing stupid. That's why your dumb butt works here, you racist piece of crap. I've never snapped my head around so fast. You see, I'm the nice one. The one who calls you because an item you were into was on sale. The sweet, tenured employee who knew all the tricks of the trade and would share it with you so you can save money. I rarely lost my temper and had immense patience for people. Not today. My coworker and Kate start racing towards me. Me, what did you say? CL, that's why your dumb butt works here. You can't even get a real job. You probably didn't even graduate high school. Me, I've got a degree. What the hell are you even talking about? CL, so do I. Me, yeah, probably from 1972. CL, you're just racist. You don't know what it's like to be a minority. She was black. Me, effing lost it. I'm Latina, you ignorant a-hole. I deal with this bullcrap all the effing time. Kate's about 15 steps away from me at that point, and my coworker's rushing to unlock the door for our office. CL, it doesn't matter, you... Kate, ma'am, I suggest you shut up. We're not giving you any discount anymore, and you can leave. CL, this is bullcrap. She's racist. Me, walking toward the office. You better handle her, Kate, because I'm about to. Kate takes CL's clothes she was trying to purchase and throws them into our return to floor pile. Goodbye. You need to leave. CL, I'm never shopping here again. Kate, good. Bye-bye. CL storms off. Kate comes to check on me, and after a quick breather and chocolate session, I was back to my normal self. CL came back the next week to buy a piece of jewelry and acted like nothing happened. I walked off and left her for nearly 15 minutes without anyone waiting on her, only to return to help someone else. I sold that person the item CL told the women's department employee she wanted. It was the last item, and she had to wait another 2 weeks for a restock. F her. OP, sounds like you handled it very well. Nothing worse than people making other lives and jobs difficult. I hope you get a good store discount. You deserve it. And our last story. HOA tried to tow my legally parked car twice in one day. I paid cash for a 2-bedroom condo in April. The condo came with 2 parking permits, one red, one green. The updated rules that were sent to me after closing states that an owner gets 2 parking permits, one for covered parking and one for uncovered parking. However, the rules do not state which permit is for which parking. Walking around the neighborhood revealed both green and red permits under covered parking, as well as about half the vehicles showing no permit at all. 1 week ago, I received a notice on my windshield that my car would be towed for not showing the proper permit, even though the permit was clearly visible in the corner of the passenger side windshield. In fact, the notice was placed under the passenger wiper blade directly above the permit. I called the management company and informed them of their mistake, along with a picture of the permit in the corner of the windshield. I thought this would solve the problem. I was wrong. I'm a nurse and I work on the NOC shift. At about 1300, my wife came in screaming that one of our cars was being towed. I immediately got up, got dressed, and went outside to find an employee of the management company directing a tow truck to tow my car. She said that it was being towed because it had the wrong color permit. I immediately pulled up the R&Rs on my phone and asked her to show me where the color codes were explained. She couldn't do that because that explanation doesn't exist in the rules, but she refused to stop the towing company, so I had no choice but to call the police. Upon arrival, I explained to the officers what was happening and showed them the R&Rs on my phone. and both of my cars with the proper permits. They told the management employee and the tow company they had no reason to tow my car. The rep hemmed and hawed that I was parked wrong even if the rules didn't state so. The cop ordered the tow company to release my car. Problem solved, right? Wrong. I go back to bed and just fall asleep when my wife comes in screaming that they're towing the car again. I go back outside and the same cop is there from earlier. This time the president of the management company, the one who oversees HOA board meetings, is there with the same tow truck driver and employee from before. This time my car's already up on the flatbed. The manager told police that I still had the wrong permit to use covered parking, even though it was the right one according to this unwritten rule that I'd learned of earlier in the day. The cop asked the manager if she had inspected the permit before calling for the car to be towed. She admitted that she hadn't and was just going off of what the employee had told her from earlier. The cop asked her to verify that the permit was the right color to be under covered parking, and she hesitatingly admitted that it was. The cop was visibly perturbed and again ordered the tow truck to release my vehicle. He then gave a stern talking to the manager about making false claims and not verifying for herself what her employee told her. The cop gave me a case number and said that both reports would be available in 24 hours. I plan to use those reports to bring this to the attention of the HOA board, as I know for certain that the manager will try to sweep this under the rug, or will refuse to even acknowledge this incident. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.